Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope your portfolio did a bit of work for you, earning you some cash, some pounds and pennies. Just wanted to do a wee kind of video today, guys. We're going to be calling it something along the lines of exploiting defenders, okay? Now, you might read the title and think, oh, he's probably going to show us some defenders that are like underpriced or, you know, this, that and the other thing. And hopefully some of this information I'm going to share with you is new to you. One or two pieces of it probably not, but hopefully some of it will be okay. Now, as you know, guys, on Football Index, I'll just show you the dividend structure here, okay? So the dividend structure in terms of match day dividends, they're all evenly spread. Doesn't matter what position you play, it just depends if it's a single, double, or treble match day, okay? But when it comes to goals, defenders / goalkeepers get 3 pence a goal, and they get the same 1 pence assist that anyone else gets, okay? So for defenders that can score goals, this is a bit of a premium, okay? You think about big guys like going up for corners and all this type of stuff as well, okay? So I want you to keep that in your head, okay? A goal is worth a little bit more with a defender, okay? The second thing I want you to consider is when it comes to the match day dividends, you know, who's winning best defender of the day, this type of thing as well. One of the key makeups of this is things like pass completion, distance covered on the pitch, tackles made, all this type of stuff, okay? So you also want a defender that's going to be active in the game. You know, it's not like someone who just sits by and has an easy ride of it, doesn't have any passes to make, is never really making any tackles, and obviously isn't getting up the other end of the pitch and scoring, okay? So I've got a list together, I think there's 5 or 6 on the list, of players that you can use to exploit how this system works, okay? But Football Index has 2 seconds. We're going to double back real quickly. I was quite not glad, but pleased. I guess they're both the same thing. That I can show you the index today. -40. It's been down 40 points today. Okay, just quickly before I dive into the topic, if we have a look at who's decreasing on the market now, that might give us a bit of an indication. Okay, so Vinicius, for him to take a 30 pence drop, Rashford to take 19, Ousmane Dembele 19, Joshua Kimmich 17, Ramos 15. These are all really big players, guys. Mbappe 9 pence. For these big guys to be dropping in price so much, who are consistently high in their pricing, what this signals to me is somebody who's had a big portfolio, but these guys, or maybe a couple of people, have just sold and dropped and withdrew. Leao is quite a, you know, obviously we like Leao the now's in the portfolio, but this dip is match day related. You know, he gets subbed off, he didn't score, you know, so that's what that is. Some people are just realising their profit and releasing money from him now, probably being on the same journey I've been on, okay? So I'm not really too much into that, but it's more these guys, the guys that are around that £10 plus mark, you know. For Vinicius to drop 30 pence, that is a lot of money somebody's released from him, you know, and that's might be a great time to be picking him up right now. Only time will tell. But certainly, yeah, off a cliff. You know, he didn't start the game at the weekend. He came off the bench. I don't know if he's been injured. I've not looked into it, guys. But for him, Rashford, Dembele, Kimmich, and Ramos and Mbappe to be down in you know, such a high percentage, high cost, is not an everyday occurrence. So as I say, guys, and I say it as often as I need to, keep an eye on this and see what's going on. It might lead you to a little bargain, like getting one of these guys or Rashford or whatever a little bit cheaper, or equally it might signal the fact that there's going to be a bit of stagnation in the market, and if you're hedging your bets on people taking a big hike, a big price rise, then that might not always come to fruition. Find it interesting, but when we look at the people who have reduced in price, the people who are moving up, we've got Neymar, Sanchez, Martial, and then, you know, a few other guys that are a bit cheaper. It's easier for them to move, so maybe a bit of counterbalance. People are withdrawing on these people, selling, withdrawing some money and maybe reinvesting into like the Sanchez's and the Neymars, that type of thing. Okay, so back to topic. So Football Index, what it does is it categorises all the players right now in a position: midfield, forward, defending, goalkeeper, okay? So it doesn't matter on a match day where this person actually plays. Football Index has designated this person a defender, okay? And that's a big part of the reason why Kimmich is the most expensive defender, okay? Because Kimmich, if we look at whoscored.com, I should have set this up, guys, I'm terribly sorry. I'm just going to pause the video and I'll... Okay, so right back is his most common position, we all know that. 24 appearances, 1 goal, 8 assists, 1 assist in 3 games basically for a right back is tremendous, okay? He's also played centre mid 7 times and he's had a solid rating of 7 with 2 assists. And he's also played CDM 4 times with 2 assists, okay? So any of the match days where Kimmich is playing CM or CDM, he's racking up all these extra points for playing midfield, because naturally, just in a football pitch, how the game works, a midfielder, especially a CDM, is going to be more active in the game. They're going to be closer to the play more often. Doesn't matter if the pitch is on the left side of the pitch. If the ball, I beg your pardon, is on the left side of the pitch, he's still going to be involved in play much more often than he is at right back, okay? And his ratings across these other positions, they're all quite consistent, okay? So this is why he's jumped up in price so much, and this should lead into, you should understand what we're going to be talking about, players that we can use to expose this defender position of the pitch, okay? So Kimmich is probably the most obvious one and the easiest one to cite some examples for, okay? As we scroll down the list, the next one is going to be Marquinhos, okay? Now, Marquinhos is someone who I've held in the past when he was around, I think he was about 170, 180, something like this, and that was when he started to be playing CDM for Paris. And I wanted to get on him because of all the reasons I'm kind of telling you about. I didn't have as much money in the index at that time, and as you guys will probably gather from the videos that you've watched so far, patience is a virtue and it's your best asset, but it's unfortunately not something I hold in abundance. I've got it, but I've just not always got it. I've just not always got enough of it, unfortunately. So we have a look at Marquinhos, and you see his positions here. Defence, centre or right, and then CDM. So we look at his playing positions, and you can see at the back he's played 13 times, 2 goals, which is great. Centre midfield, he's played 7 times with a goal, and in CDM he's played 5 times with an assist, okay? And then as you can see for these centre of the midfield positions, 7.2 and 7.4, he's playing very, very well when he's playing middle of the pitch. And again, he's a great person to exploit. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain have just now bought Paredes, so you might see a little decline in how often Marquinhos plays there. Obviously, we've spoken about Verratti and his injury issues in the past. Looks like he's coming back from injury. But with the continued absence of Rabiot, there's still a possibility there that Marquinhos could still be playing CDM, especially if they go a bit further in the Champions League, which they may or may not do, who knows. But if they've got a congestion of fixtures where they're playing League and Cup and Champions League and everything, you could expect to see that happen throughout the rest of the season, really. But even if he doesn't, if he just plays at the back, 2 goals and 13 appearances at centre half is excuse me guys, it's a great return. 1 in 6.5 appearances for a defender to get a goal is phenomenal, okay? While we're in Paris, there's another player here we want to talk about, and that's Dani Alves. He started to get played recently up at right winger, and again he's another great person to exploit this whole defence situation. We know all about Dani Alves. Has been the world's best right back for probably the last 10 years, maybe a bit longer than that. But defensive midfielder, right, so a right CDM. He's played 3 times, 2 assists. His actual rating wasn't too great, but if you're getting 2 assists out of there, that's money in the bank for you. CDM, he's played twice, got an assist, solid rating there. Actual CM, he's played twice, got a good rating, 7.6. AMRC or AMR, he's played out there once at a 7.1 rating. Otherwise, guys, his majority of his appearances have been coming from the bench. I don't know too much about Alves this season, if he's been injured or if he's just been rotated because he's old. I know Paris are carrying guys like Alves and Buffon, and for their experience and their overall quality, I think they're just saving them for big games and rotating them in and out. But as you can see here, Dani Alves is not played in the back 4 once this season. He's been playing much higher up the pitch. So if he's getting into form and getting into fitness, you can definitely expect to see that continue, you know. And if we look at where he is, I don't even know if he's in the top 200, Alves. I think no, he's not. You know, so he's not even in the top 200. Let's see, where is he? I'll search him if I don't find him easy. He's got to be over £1. He's got to be quite close to that top 200, you'd imagine, because he is a prolific figure in world football. No, I don't see him here. Let's search him. Maybe he's Alves. Dani Alves, 188. Yeah, so just below that £2 mark. And as you can see on a match day when he is playing, he's in the lineup, for example, he'll take these little spikes and grooves, and he's definitely worth a lot more than 188. I can tell you that. Especially with the positions he'll be looking to play in. He has been playing this season under I forget the guy's name, German Tuchel. Okay, so the next one it brings us on to in the list today If we go back to the top 200 is... Where did we get to? Marquinhos, and then we are looking at João Cancelo. Okay, now again, somebody who I'm very interested in, I've spoke about before. At £2.90, he's a great buy. He can comfortably hover above that £3 mark. Okay, and at £2.90, and if he drops even lower, even better for you if you want to pick him up. He only needs to have 6p of a movement to break even. You know, the 2% commission you forfeit at Football Index. So as soon as he gets to 297. 296, which he's not really been below too often, you're in profit right away on top of anything else he might do. Okay, but João Cancelo, I've spoke to you about him in the past. I'm not going to labour the point too much. Okay, but if we have a look at the season, how it's been going out. Excuse me, just waiting for this to catch up with me. Juventus. Frosinone. Great to see Dybala scored, and he's getting mentioned in the papers. We spoke about him last week. But as you can see, he's Juventus's second best rated player. Okay, so we look at his positions. Left back. Okay, so I know he's been playing right mid. I don't know why it hasn't showed up on this. He's played left back once. He's playing defensive mid. It says on this, or left defensive. Well, wing back once, and right back a bunch of times. Okay. But I know he's played right mid this year a couple of times. Sorry guys, I didn't realise I wasn't going to show us on this. I just kind of assumed that this would have been on the ball for everything, you know. But he's a great player. He's very well priced now, and all he's waiting for is a great bit of form. If he has a good 2 or 3 weeks where he gets maybe best defender once, gets a goal and a couple of assists, his price is just going to rocket. And the sort of team he's in and the positions he can play on the pitch, you know, that's definitely not beyond the realms of possibility. Let's have a look at flash scores. That'll show us what I'm looking for. Probably a little bit better Serie A. And again, if it's not shown on whoscored.com, guys, and I might be showing you something here that the masses are not aware of, and you could probably get a wee sneaky one in here. Lineups, there's Cancelo. So let's have a look. Against Lazio, he played 20 minutes. Did he start that game? No, he didn't. Okay, so look. The back four, he's not come on for Bonucci, has he? Who did he come on for? He's come on for Douglas Costa. So he's come on for Douglas Costa, emergency sub off the bench, right winger. I guess I got a bit lucky that I found the game so quickly. But he can be utilised much higher pitch. And this is something, obviously it's not happened very often, hence why Who Scored hasn't picked up on it. But it's something else to consider. You know, it can be used to exploit that defence market we've got in Football Index. Okay, so we move on from Cancelo. Where is he? There he is. And we scroll down, and the next one we find is Rafael Guerreiro. Okay, now his price is taking a massive movement in the last month or so, and that's because a lot of people will be clicking on to what's going on exactly with Guerreiro. Okay, he's traditionally a left back, right back. He's one of these Portuguese kind of wide players who can pretty much play anywhere. It's not in the centre of the pitch, okay? And Borussia Dortmund, as you know, very attacking team. Love to get wide players out there like Sancho, Philip, Brun Larsen, Hakimi. You know, their strength is in the wide areas predominantly. What's going on here? Mad random video. But if we have a look at Guerreiro, he's in the top 10. And if you look at his playing positions, right up that left channel, he's played everywhere. So attacking midfielder left, 8 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists. Wow, I didn't realise I was going to be so strong. Off the bench, 8 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. Left back, 5 appearances, 1 assist. Left mid, 1 appearance. And then left forward, 1 appearance, okay? So this guy, for a defender, guys, is hot. As I see exactly how these numbers are breaking down, I am becoming very tempted to jump on him, because at £2.37, if you look at who's above him, price-wise, even if you move up to the next tier, that £3 plus mark, Hakimi, Wan-Bissaka, Koulibaly, Laporte, you know, these guys don't offer too much more. The only thing with Guerreiro is how often he's appearing. It's quite sporadic. He's not been playing week in, week out, as you can see, latest matches. So, played against Spurs. That was on the 13th. We'll see if he plays tonight. And then it's 5 days. And then it's the Cup, 4 days. Yeah, so his appearances recently have been a bit more consistent. And you need to go all the way back to December. Well, I suppose they've got the winter break. So we'll see how that pans out, guys. But he's maybe been out the team before, but he's somebody who, for a defender, is listed as a defender, and you'll get 3 pence a goal for 1 pence assist like normal. And then if he is up in the final third of the pitch, delivering crosses, possibly taking corners and free kick, then for a defender, he's got great potential to actually burst in and get you, number one, capital appreciation, and number two, dividends on top of that as well. Okay, and then move into the others. Okay, so we spoke about Dani Alves already. I've got some notes because I didn't want to miss anyone out. It's going to give the game away when you see the notes if I've missed anyone out. Oh no, is that me? Oh, that's them all. Okay, cool. Sorted. I'll have a quick glance over this, guys, because I had a feeling there was another one in this squad player section that I wanted to show you to, you know, help kind of exploit this whole defenders market. But no, that was the list of 5 that I'd made. So I think that's going to be it, guys. We're making a big push now for 100 subscribers. We're at 95 now. As I mentioned to you, once we get to 100, I'll be doing a wee cheeky giveaway just for all you guys. Like, subscribe, share if you find me on Twitter, retweet, guys, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for exploiting defence, guys, okay? Take care, stay out of trouble, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, leave a comment.